The Kentucky Kernel media members attend the Student Media Convention.
Diwali event showcases dancing, music, and learning opportunities for students.
The city celebrates the festival Latino de Lexington after cancellations and rescheduling.
Students honor veterans through card-making event.
And Lexington community gathers for annual Dia de los Muertos festival.
I'm Giana Gallo.
And I'm Owen Chesemore, and this is Catching Up with the Kernel. The opinions expressed on this podcast are the speaker's own and don't uphold the opinions expressed by the Kentucky Kernel. The College Media Association and Associated Collegiate Press hosted its annual National College Media Convention in New Orleans this fall, uniting student journalists, advisors, and world-renowned journalists. The Kernel Media was up for 52 awards in total. Several former and current students received notable honors at the convention, including Christian Kantowski, Lily Foster, Rena Al-Sufi, and the student media advisor for the University of Kentucky, Ryan Craig. What was your experience like at the Media Association convention?
So fun.
Yeah.
This was my first time going, and how journalism conference works is we work a year behind.
Okay.
So it was all of our work from last year, and digital had just kind of started. So again, I represented our digital team, broadcast, podcast, and I was kind of expecting it to not go well, and the digital team took over 20 awards home.
Wow.
First place, second place, third place, couple honorable mentions. I mean, the biggest ones that stick out to me off the top of my head is we got best audio sportscast, first place for our sports podcast. So if you're not already listening, be sure to check that out. Our podcast got ranked. I believe we were third place for best news sports podcast. So yay us.
Let's go.
And then we got best TV station of the year, second place, which was quite a surprise considering we did our TV much different than most TV newscasts do. So it was a really great experience. I learned a lot. All of the keynote speakers and lecturers were excellent. So and it was in New Orleans during Halloween, so that was just a really fun bonding experience for the whole team as well, and I'm just super proud of the Kernel. The University of Kentucky's Indian Student Association celebrated Diwali with its first major event since starting back up the school year after taking a gap year in 2023. This event included music, dance showcases, a buffet, and a dance for the 200 attendees to partake in. Diwali is known as the Festival of Lights and is an annual Hindu festival that represents the victory of light over darkness. It began on October 31st this year and ended on November 3rd. The festivities of the event began with 2 songs sung by 2 children, a solo dance number, a group dance performance by the Kentucky Kernel, and a dance displayed by the ISA board. This event seems so beyond fun. I mean, it kind of caught me with buffet, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I just imagine like all of the glorious food. I love Indian food, and I just want to see it, and I can already smell it too. And it's just also so beautiful. I bet again, I can imagine it in my head if I close my eyes. So I bet it was just a really nice event. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. It sounds like a really fun event for people to come together, dress up, and it sounds like a cool tradition, like an uplifting kind of theme to it. And obviously, the food is an excellent perk, so it sounds like a really fun event. Yeah,
I agree. I also feel like it brings so much awareness too, because I knew about Diwali, but I didn't know the actual meaning of it. So I'm glad the Kernel reporter told us about this, but it's also good that they're spreading awareness too, because I had no idea what exactly this means. So to know that this represents a victory of light over darkness is really interesting to me.
The Lexington community celebrated Hispanic heritage and culture at the city's annual festival, Latino de Lexington. The festival took place after its cancellation in September due to severe weather from Hurricane Helene. The normally 3-day-long festival in downtown Lexington was condensed down to 1 day on Saturday, November 9th, at the Masterson Station Park Fairgrounds. At the entrance to the festival were 11 tables decorated to represent different countries. What do you think about this event?
So fun. Again, this episode is fun, filled with fun events.
Yeah.
I also, again, I remember one of my reporters was going to go cover this, and then Hurricane Helene happened, and I immediately thought, what is going to happen to the Latino de Lexington event? Because it's downtown, it's this big thing, and I saw pictures of it from previous years, and they have all these vendors and a kind of a parade that goes down the street. And I was like, what is going to happen? And sure enough, they did cancel. And I'm glad they finally rescheduled. And it looked so fun. And I'm glad all these people showed up for it to still celebrate, even though Hispanic Heritage Month is over. I think it was a great community gathering. And I know one of my broadcasters went to this event, and he did such a great job covering all of the colors and the dances that Latina culture encapsulates. And I know within this article too as well, there's so much more personal stories, so I recommend reading the article and watching the broadcast if you already haven't, because there's so much to this story in particular, because there's so many personal stories. And I think the 2 interviews were just really kind of heart-wrenching a little bit, but so good to hear. UK students thanked their loved ones who served in the United States military by making cards at the Center for Student Involvement in the Gatton Student Center. The office provided cards and markers for students to send their heartfelt messages and support through their art. The card templates included a variety of messages or designs for veterans, such as "Thank you for your service" or American flags. The cards were sent to veterans through Honor Flight, a nonprofit organization that directly sends donations to United States veterans. Veterans Day was this week. What do you think about this event?
Sounds like an awesome event, of course. It's just a really good opportunity for students to reflect and just appreciate the sacrifices that veterans made for them. So I think that's what students were doing, and they were talking about that in the article, and it was just a really sweet story to read about.
I agree. I feel like we're on a trend of very sweet stories this week, and a lot of these stories had such personalized stories within them. A couple of the interviews, they had people and family members who served in their family, and hearing their story and how grateful and thankful they are. We want to both say thank any people that have served in our military. Thank you for your service. I know my grandpa served as a military police officer, so thank you, Grandpa, for serving. And another great event this week.
Lexington's annual Dia de los Muertos festival offered attendees music and dance performances and an opportunity to celebrate Hispanic heritage. The festival was held on Saturday, November 2nd, at the Moon Dance Amphitheater by Lexington Parks and Recreation and Casa de la Cultura, Kentucky, a group that offers programs and activities to promote and teach people about Hispanic culture, according to its website. Dia de los Muertos, also called Day of the Dead, is a holiday typically celebrated from November 1st to November 2nd, and it's dedicated to paying respect to family members and loved ones who have passed away. So I hope I said all those names right, but it sounds like a really sweet event that there are a lot of reflecting, the last event we talked about was. So kind of reflecting on family members who passed away. So it sounds like a really sweet event. What do you think?
I completely agree. I know in high school, we celebrated Day of the Dead, and I remember seeing this table with marigold flowers and photos and just little knickknacks that reminded people of their loved ones. I remember seeing a teddy bear once, or a little action figure, and it is such a precious way of remembering and paying respects to those family members who have passed away. And again, we're just on this theme this week of very sweet events. All of these stories have such impactful interviews within them. So again, if I haven't already said it, you have to read these articles, because they are just so touching and such a great warm little hug almost. Well, as we wrap up this very sweet and precious week, if you want to gather any more information, which again, we already told you guys to, be sure to check out our website at kykernel.com and follow us on all social media platforms. That's X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify.
Thanks for catching up with the Kernel. We'll see you next week.